We don't need to work on external conditions. We only need to work on ourselves. The only place where we can heal our lack and limitations is within our own mind. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. When we accomplish this within ourselves, we'll discover that the world, our body, our environment, and our circumstances are a mathematical reflection of our inner state of mind. Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you've received it, and it will be yours. This is the foundation of every successful prayer, whether it's for the healing of our body, prosperity, success, achievement, or material benefits. The moment you convince your subconscious mind that you already have what you desire, it will immediately begin working to bring it into reality. You may ask me, how can I convince my subconscious mind that I have wealth or other good things when my common sense tells me that the bills are piling up, creditors are pressuring me, and the bank is calling about the mortgage or other debts? You can't do it if you continue thinking about debts, obligations, and everything you owe. You'll only increase your misery. But here's the truth about the laws of your mind. Your subconscious mind accepts as truth whatever you repeat to it often enough in a convincing manner, just as you learn to walk by repeatedly practicing a pattern of thought and action. The same applies to swimming, running, tennis, or golf. You knew what you were doing and why you were doing it. You wanted to learn how to walk, dance, or swim, and eventually your subconscious mind absorbed that pattern. After that, everything became automatic. The same principle applies to praying for wealth or anything else. Once your subconscious mind accepts a statement as fact, it does everything possible to bring wealth to you. That's the true purpose of affirmations, to convince yourself of the truth of what you're declaring. Then your subconscious mind will bring those things into reality. Your subconscious mind accepts what you believe. Look around you. Realize that God created you and the world. There's an invisible spirit within you. Everything is made from this spirit, both within and without. He causes your heart to beat. He's the air you breathe, the water you drink, and the fruit you eat. Therefore, turn inward and change your belief. Say to yourself, I recognize the eternal source of my supply. God is the source of my abundance. All my needs, spiritual, mental, and material, are met at every moment and in every place. God's riches flow through my life, and there's always an overflow. Day and night, I make progress. I grow spiritually, mentally, materially, financially, intellectually, and in every other way. Everything comes to me according to my faith. God gives you all things richly to enjoy. God has made you rich. Why then are you poor? Realize that you must write the idea of prosperity, growth, and wealth into your subconscious mind. Change your belief from faith in lack to faith in the infinite riches that surround you everywhere. Poverty is nothing more than a false concept in your mind. Didn't you know that there are enough roots in the tropics alone to feed the entire human race? Nature is generous, lavish, and overflowing with abundance. God has given you all things richly to enjoy. I have told you these things so that my joy may remain in you and that your joy may be complete. Until now you have asked for nothing. Ask now so that your joy may be complete. I came so that you may have life and have it abundantly. In the Bible, asking actually means claiming. Paul says, claim it boldly. But know what you're doing and why you're doing it. If you have many debts, obligations, and bills, don't worry about them. Turn to the source that never runs dry. Think about the farmer. He says, I don't worry about the weeds because the grain is growing and will eventually crowd them out. It's the same way in life. When you focus on what is good, on guidance, right decisions, and the endless source of your supply, whether spiritual, mental, or financial, you only need one source, not two. When you turn to that source and give thanks for its endless provision, all the weeds in your mind, the thoughts of lack and limitation, will begin to die away. God will multiply your good beyond measure. Joy will enter your life. Pray for joy by claiming it. The joy of the Lord is my strength. The Bible says so. Repeat that to yourself, and after a while, you'll be amazed at what happens to your circulation and your overall condition. Don't keep analyzing it, and don't force it. Simply recognize that joy is life energy. It is the expression of life itself. Don't struggle for it like an animal working in the field. It doesn't require willpower, muscle power, or physical effort. This mental and spiritual technique only requires that you know and claim that the joy of the Lord is flowing through you. And miracles will happen. Freedom and inner peace will be the result. When you have inner peace, you'll also find peace in your finances, in your home, and in your relationships. Because peace is the power at the heart of God. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God. That city of God is your mind. The inhabitants of that city are your thoughts, beliefs, ideas, and mental images. Make sure they measure up to a divine standard. A woman once told me, I was financially stuck. I barely had enough money to buy food for my children. All she had left was a small amount of cash. She held the money in her hand and said, God will multiply this beyond measure according to His riches and glory. Right now, I am filled with God's abundance. All my needs are met now and every day of my life. She believed it. These weren't empty words. I told her, you don't reach God's ear through empty repetition. You must know what you're doing and why you're doing it. Your conscious mind is like a pen you use to write something into your subconscious mind. And whatever you impress upon your subconscious mind will express itself outwardly in the form of experiences, conditions, events, and results, whether good or bad. So make sure you're planting only what is good, beautiful, and worthwhile. She told me she repeated the affirmation for about half an hour. All my needs are met now and every day of my life. Then a deep sense of peace came over her. She used the money to buy food. The owner of the store asked if she would like to work as a cashier because the current employee had just gotten married and resigned. She accepted the offer. Later, she married the store owner, who had become her employer. Today, she enjoys many of life's blessings and opportunities. This woman turned to the source. She didn't know how her prayer would be answered because nobody knows the ways of the subconscious mind. But she believed in her heart, and God's blessings followed. To believe means to live in that state of being, to be alive to these eternal truths. Her good was multiplied beyond measure because the subconscious mind always expands whatever you focus your attention on. There is a presence and a power within you. There is a presence and a power within you that you can use. You can awaken the divine gifts within yourself because God is both the giver and the gift, and everything has already been given to you. Because of this, you can align yourself with and claim guidance, right action, beauty, love, peace, abundance, and security. You can say to yourself, God's ideas are unfolding within me, bringing harmony, health, peace, and joy into my life. If you're in business, a professional, an artist, or an inventor, sit quietly and say, God reveals new, creative, and wonderful ideas to me. ideas that bless humanity in countless ways. Then watch how these great ideas come to you. And they will come, because when you call, an answer comes. Do you remember what the Bible says? Call unto me, and I will answer you. I will be with you in trouble, and I will lift you up, because you have known my name. The name represents the nature, and the nature of infinite intelligence is responsiveness. Call, and the answer comes. Pray continually. Feel and believe that God is multiplying your good beyond measure, and you'll be enriched every moment of the day, spiritually, mentally, intellectually, financially, and socially. There is no limit to the glory that can unfold in a person's daily life. Watch the changes that take place when you impress these truths upon your subconscious mind. As you listen to these words, allow these truths to sink deeply into your subconscious. They'll take root there. And the more often you do this, the sooner your deeper mind will become filled with these truths. You'll experience a bright future financially and in every other area of life. Pay attention to your thoughts. Never talk about lack or limitation as if they were facts. Never speak about being poor or needy. It's unwise to spend your time discussing hard times, financial problems, and similar issues with neighbors, relatives, or friends. Instead, count your blessings. Begin thinking prosperous thoughts. Talk about the divine riches that are present everywhere. Realize that feeling wealthy produces wealth. If you keep talking about not having enough, about having very little, and about needing to save every penny or buy only the cheapest things, those thoughts become creative forces in your life. And you end up making yourself poorer. Use the money you have right now with gratitude and confidence. Recognize that God's riches are flowing toward you in waves of abundance. Look to the source. When you turn to the divine presence within you, the answer will come. It is written that He cares for you. You'll discover that neighbors, strangers, co-workers, and unexpected opportunities can all contribute to your good and material well-being. Make it a habit to pray for divine guidance in all matters. Believe that God, or the divine intelligence, supplies all your needs according to His riches and glory. Claim it boldly. Paul says, "Come boldly before the throne of grace." Grace, when stripped of its mystical language, is simply the orderly reflection of your habitual thoughts and mental images. In other words, the divine intelligence responds to your conscious thinking and the pictures you hold in your mind. A doctor recently told me that her constant prayer was this: I live in joyful expectation of the best, and inevitably the best comes to me. Her favorite Bible verse, which she had deeply impressed upon her mind, was, "He gives to all life, breath, and all things." She realized that her joy, health, success, happiness, and inner peace don't depend on other people. She looks to the living Almighty Spirit within her for promotion, achievement, prosperity, success, and happiness. The book of Proverbs says, "Happy is the one who trusts in the Lord." Meditate on promotion, success, achievement, enlightenment, and inspiration. Then the Spirit of the Almighty will work through you and compel you to express what you've been dwelling upon. Allow the infinite riches of the One to open new doors for you. Allow unexpected opportunities to appear in your life. Don't try to force things to happen. How could you possibly add power to omnipotence? Can you make a seed grow? No. You plant it in the ground where it dies, breaks apart, and transforms its energy into a new form. A spiritually minded person looks at an oak tree and sees a forest. That's how your subconscious mind works. It multiplies your good beyond measure. When you worry or become fearful, you block your good and create delays, obstacles and difficulties in your life. What does fear produce? What I feared has come upon me. Turn it around. What I love enters my life. Love is a state of acceptance, and your subconscious mind possesses all the wisdom and all the power needed to solve any problem. Your conscious mind tends to focus on external conditions, constantly struggling and resisting. But remember this: a calm mind achieves great things. Regularly calm your body. Tell it to be still and relax. It must obey you. Your body only moves when it is moved. It only acts when acted upon. When your conscious mind becomes calm and receptive, the wisdom of your subconscious rises up and brings you the answer. The owner of a beauty salon once told me that her secret to success was setting aside a few quiet moments every morning before opening her business. During that time, she prayed, "God's peace fills my soul, and God's love fills my entire being. God guides me, inspires me, and blesses me. I am enlightened from within. His healing love flows through me to every customer I serve. Divine love enters through my door and leaves through my door. Everyone who comes into this salon is blessed, healed, and inspired. The infinite healing presence fills this entire place. This is the day the Lord has made. I rejoice and give thanks for the countless blessings that come to my customers and to me." She wrote this prayer on a card and repeated it every morning. In the evening, she gave thanks for her customers and prayed that they would be guided, happy, harmonious, and blessed. She prayed that God's love would flow through each person and fill every empty place in their lives. Within 3 months, she had so many customers that she had to hire 3 additional employees. She had discovered the power of effective prayer, and she prospered far beyond her boldest expectations. A sales manager once told me that he had been fired because of drinking at work and an affair with a secretary. He was desperate. He worried about his marriage, his income, and his future. As he and his wife talked through the situation, it became clear that she had developed a habit of constant criticism and had unsuccessfully tried to control him. She was extremely jealous and possessive. She constantly monitored him and created scenes whenever he wasn't home on time. He, being emotionally and mentally immature, responded destructively. He drank, and out of resentment, he began an affair. Both of them eventually realized that it takes 2 people to make a marriage successful. In the same way, it takes cooperation to create prosperity. They decided to establish a daily prayer practice. Every morning and every evening, they prayed for each other and spoke words of blessing. They understood that in a state of divine love, there is no room for bitterness, hostility, or resentment. She prayed, "My husband is a man of God. God is leading him to his rightful place. What he is seeking is also seeking him. Divine love fills his soul. Divine peace fills his mind and heart. He is blessed in all his ways, spiritually, mentally, financially, socially, and in every area of life." As they both relaxed about the situation and became peaceful, they realized that only good could come from it. God's abundance is within you. You can tell whether your prayer has been successful by the feelings you have afterward. If you remain worried or fearful, if you keep asking how, when, where, or through what source your answer will come, then you're interfering with the process. That shows that you don't truly trust the wisdom of your subconscious mind. Avoid tormenting yourself throughout the day, even occasionally. When you think about your desire, keep your mind relaxed. Remember that divine intelligence is taking care of it in perfect order. far better than your conscious mind ever could through strain and effort. Always go back to the source. Remember, in peace and confidence lies your strength. If you're fearful, tense, and worried, you won't create prosperity, inner peace, or health. Return to the source. Find a state of complete calm within your mind and say to yourself, "It is done according to my faith." Go your way. As you believe, so it shall be done for you. Everything is ready when the mind is ready. The light of God shines within me. The peace of the eternal God fills my soul. In stillness and trust, I find my strength. God gives me all things richly to enjoy. With God, all things are possible. Repeat these simple truths. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. When I call on Him, He answers me. He is with me in times of trouble. He lifts me up because I know His name. God is my immediate and everlasting source of supply. He is a constant help in times of need. You will reach a state of calm and peace within your mind. You will come to realize that God is never late. God is your immediate and everlasting source of supply. He guides you and reveals everything you need to know. God opens doors for you. He reveals the solution. God's abundance flows through your life, so there is always more than enough. When you live with this attitude, the path will open before you. The dawn will appear. The shadows will disappear. But you will never receive an answer through worry, fear, tension, or anxiety. Those things only attract more lack and more difficulties. So return to the source. Repeat the truths you know. Remain grounded in God's truths. God's perfect peace, God's limitless harmony, God's immeasurable wisdom, infinite intelligence, the ever-living one, the all-wise one, the all-knowing one, the self-renewing one, the one who knows all things and sees all things, the source of every blessing. These truths will calm your mind and bring you peace. And a peaceful mind always finds the answer, because in quietness and confidence lies your strength. Learn to let go and relax. Don't give power to outside circumstances or conditions. Give your loyalty and your trust to the infinite presence and power within you. A swimming instructor tells you that water will support you if you remain calm, still, and relaxed. But if you become nervous, tense, or afraid, you will sink. If you're seeking prosperity, success, spiritual healing, or anything else, feel that you are immersed in the holy presence of God, just as you would feel immersed in an ocean or a swimming pool. Recognize that the golden stream of life, love, truth, and beauty is flowing through you right now. It is transforming your entire being and shaping it into a pattern of harmony, love, peace, and abundance. Feel as though you're swimming in the vast ocean of life. That feeling of unity will renew you. He restores my soul. Never be jealous or envious of another person's wealth, promotion, diamonds, or possessions. Doing so will only bring lack and limitation into your own life. Instead, rejoice in their success. Rejoice in their prosperity and abundance. Wish even greater blessings for them. Because what you wish for others, you also wish for yourself. What you think about others, you create within your own mind, your body, your experiences, and even your finances. So celebrate the success, prosperity, and wealth of others, and you too will prosper. I suggest establishing a definite pattern of thinking and acting that you follow consistently every day. A young man came to see me after spending many years trapped in a poverty mindset. His prayers seemed unanswered. He prayed for prosperity, but his fear of poverty constantly filled his mind. Naturally, he attracted more lack and limitation. The subconscious mind always accepts the stronger of two competing ideas. So change your thoughts from believing in poverty to believing in God's riches, which surround you everywhere. Infinite riches. After our conversation, he realized that thoughts of prosperity produce prosperity, and that every thought is creative, unless it is canceled out by a stronger opposing thought. He also realized that his belief in poverty had been stronger than his belief in the infinite riches around him. As a result, he changed his thinking and kept it changed. This young man focused his mind on God's abundance instead of poverty, and he made sure never to deny what he was affirming. Many people pray for prosperity and then immediately deny it by saying, "I can't afford that," or "I can't make ends meet." By doing that, they make a mockery of their own prayer. It's like getting into a taxi in New York to go to the airport, then halfway there telling the driver, "Take me back home. I forgot my passport." Then, after returning home, you change your mind again because you've forgotten something else. That back and forth doesn't help the driver, and it certainly doesn't get you to your destination. The prayers of many people work the same way. They give conflicting instructions to their subconscious mind. As a result, the subconscious becomes confused and unable to act effectively. That leads to frustration, a state in which nothing is accomplished. You don't plant a seed in the ground and then dig it up every day to see whether it's growing. Stop denying what you're affirming. The example of this young man shows that he consistently focused on God's abundance and stopped using negative phrases such as, "I can't." Your subconscious mind takes you literally. When you use those kinds of statements, you block your own good. The treasure of your life, the gold mine, and the hidden diamonds all exist within your subconscious mind. It is the source of all heavenly riches. Your subconscious mind knows ways that you don't know. It is impossible to fill your subconscious mind with thoughts of prosperity and remain poor. In the same way, it is impossible to fill your subconscious mind with the idea of success and still fail. You were born to win. You were born to prosper. You were born to succeed. Repeat every morning and every evening. I move forward. I make progress. I continue to grow. God has given me all things richly to enjoy. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like, and stay connected for more messages of faith, hope, peace, and God's guidance. May God's love, peace, and blessings always be with you. And remember, no matter how difficult life becomes, you are never alone. God is always with you.